If you spent any time watching any of our videos, you've heard us talk a lot about a guy named Jesus. And during the time of this story, Jesus was in a really small town in Galilee. It's important for everyone to understand Jesus is not just any normal man. Jesus is the Son of God. He spent time showing people who God is, helping those in need, and teaching us what it means to be fully alive. And as Jesus traveled from town to town, he gathered quite a following of people really eager to hear him teach or see him make and do impossible things. As Jesus made his way through this small town, he stopped at a home where he began teaching. When word got out that Jesus was in town, people came from miles and miles around for the chance to see him and possibly be healed. The house was packed. We can imagine wall to wall, people spilling out of the front door. There wasn't a chance that anyone else would get inside. But this is the point in our story where things got exciting. Now imagine this small group, imagine this group of people lived in the same town that Jesus was visiting in Galilee. I like to imagine them as a close group of friends who love to hang out together and have fun. I picture them having high jumping contests. Or maybe we can imagine them spending time fishing together. Who knows? Maybe they even raced camels. Okay, probably not that last one. Regardless, this group of friends saw another one of their friends in need. They had a friend who was unable to walk. He laid on a mat, and if there was any chance for Jesus to heal their friend, they had to take action. Together, they carefully picked the man up using the mat. The group carried the man all the way to the house where Jesus was visiting. But the group ran into a small problem. They tried to take him into the house to place him in front of Jesus. They could not find a way to do this because of the crowd. You can imagine how the group must have tried so hard to get into the house so that the man could be with Jesus. Maybe they begged and pleaded for the crowd to clear a path for them. But even if the crowd wanted to help, there were so many people. No one was getting through that door. At this point, most people would have considered giving up or leaving the man outside of the house. But not this group of friends. They decided to do something crazy. They carried the man on the mat onto the roof. Once they got on the roof, the friends got on their hands and knees and started to dig a hole in the roof. In Luke 5:19, we find out what happens next. Then they lowered the man on his mat through the opening in the roof tiles. They lowered him into the middle of the crowd, right in front of Jesus. You see, it was in this moment that Jesus first laid eyes on the man who was unable to walk. Jesus told the man, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." Whoa. When the religious leaders heard Jesus' words, they were furious. The Pharisees believed that no one could forgive a person's sins except God alone. They didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God and that he had that power. But check out what Luke tells us next. Jesus knew what they were thinking, so he asked, "Why are you thinking these things in your hearts? Is it easier to say your sins are forgiven or to say get up and walk? But I want you to know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins." So he spoke to the man who could not walk. "I tell you," he said, "get up, take your mat, and go home." Then the man stood up on his own two legs, grabbed his mat, and walked home. This story shows us what it looks like to work together to help others around us. Whether we know it or not, there are needs everywhere. In our neighborhoods, at the park, in our schools, maybe even at home. Sometimes the needs can be overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. God provides us with friends and community to work with us to help others around us. For some, it may be difficult to see the needs. And as we wrap up today, I want you to think about this question. Who do you know who needs help? Ask God to give you the eyes to spot ways to help others. Then ask God to surround you with courageous friends who will work together to make the world a better place. We'll see you guys next time.